Hello, my name is Rama Abdian. I'm from Jordan.
My name is Asad. I'm from Pakistan.
My name is Emanuela and I'm from Nigeria.
My name is Farhat. I'm from Kyrgyzstan.
My name is Lum Yiling and then you can call me Lum. I'm from Malaysia.
My name is Kamila Kadimova. I'm from Russia. I'm a second year student.
My name is Lazifa and I'm from Azerbaijan. I'm a graduating student from the International Relations Department.
The worst thing here,
Problem is that the one bad thing,
Difficulties.
One of the difficulties
Any difficulty there is
Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Nasir and today we are going to talk about the difficulties and challenges that international students face during their journey of studying abroad. So while the idea of studying abroad looks and sounds so fascinating and stuff like you will be having good education, better education, and that you will be experiencing new cultures, will be meeting new people, and will have the chance to explore new places in another country that you don't know about. Though this idea looks all fascinating and exciting, and it is indeed exciting, there are, however, some challenges that shouldn't be overlooked. The challenges that you should be well aware of and should be well prepared for while planning your journey of studying abroad. So I asked some of my friends here about their experiences of living abroad and studying here out of their countries, and big thanks to Bilkent International House for organizing this amazing international festival for students, where I had the chance to meet a lot of students from a lot of different countries and nations. So let's hear what they have to say.
I'm sure others mentioned about it as well, but I think the biggest problem is the language barrier. When you travel around Turkey, especially if you're going to its eastern side, if you don't know Turkish at all, it would be really hard for you to survive.
you have to learn the language, at least the basics before coming here. Otherwise, the life would be a little too hard.
I miss my country's food and the weather and everything, my family.
Homesick, of course. Miss my country.
Probably the food. Mamra sucks.
So language barrier and homesickness and food. Let's talk about food a little bit more. I and my wife here both are students and researchers, so we don't get a lot of time to be at home and cook for ourselves. But sometimes, with my help of course, my wife cooks some really good dishes, and that's such a huge relief. But other times, and that's most of the times, we have to compromise with Marmara as well, which is the Bilkent Dining Center. But another thing is that since we are living in Turkey, the food is halal outside. So in the restaurants, we don't have to be worried about whether the food is going to be halal or haram. So that's another relief. But that could be a huge problem for especially Muslim students who are living abroad, studying in countries where you cannot find halal food in the restaurants. And even if you are not a Muslim student, maybe you just don't like the taste of that country. So my advice to you is that either you learn to cook yourself, or maybe find yourself a good wife who can cook for you, or maybe you can find someone with whom you can cook and maybe it doesn't feel a lot of burden for you. But there are some other serious issues as well that international students face here other than the ones just mentioned. So let's listen to what Lazifa and Sabuhi have to say on this. They are both from Azerbaijan, and Lazifa was the president of Bilkent International House last year, and she just graduated, while Sabuhi is still a student here and is the current president of Bilkent International House.
One of the difficulties I faced during these 4 years in Bilkent was the lack of opportunities for international students in terms of the number of events in English or career fair. There are not enough companies coming to Bilkent that are offering jobs for internationals. However, one promising aspect of being an international student is through the International Club, which has been very active in trying to help change this. And also we've been receiving a lot of support over the years from the International Students Office. So that's very promising for the future international students coming to Bilkent.
Some of the negative aspects can be that if you're not a Turkish citizen, it's very hard to find an internship in Turkey because during your summers you need to do an internship so that you can graduate. And another negative aspect of being an international student at Bilkent University is that you are not allowed to be a teaching assistant. Let's say you get an A from a course, you are not allowed to be an assistant because you are not Turkish citizen, so they cannot pay you legally, all the taxes and stuff.
So that's serious. I hope that the concerned authorities should take a note of this and should change their rules maybe to accommodate for such students in the future. So these were mostly the undergraduate students. I also called over some of my friends from Pakistan and I asked the same questions to them as well, and let's listen to what they have to say based on their experiences.
Language barrier. The biggest problem that you face here is language because no one speaks English. When I was coming from my homeland, I had the address saved in my phone, also written down on a paper in case my phone dies. So because the cab drivers, they don't understand you, you have to tell them in Turkish. If you want to ask directions, you have to ask in Turkish, and you have to know their response in order to understand. When you go grocery shopping, you can't even they can't even tell you in English the price. You won't understand how much you need to pay, so at least you would need to know the counting.
One of the main problems that I think people face when they come abroad is homesickness. Homesickness is very natural because especially when you come for undergraduate, I think you just have graduated from high school, so you are very new. The world is all new to you. But the thing is that you should not actually make this an issue. You should try getting used to the environment.
The main thing that I experience here is the main network problem that I had with communicating with the people. The things I had my friends in my homeland, I had my best friends there whom I can share my secrets, my successes and my problems. But the thing that I faced here, I had some friends here, I had my colleagues here, but the main problem is that I do not have my best friends here. So this network gap is the main problem that I faced here, and this can be exterminated by more and more communication with your friends through your social media.
And finally, here is the worst of the worst that you could ever imagine. So here is Varda with me, and as we have been talking about the problems that we face as an international student here, so what I'm going to tell you is a very rare problem, but it actually happened to us. Actually, last year when we were coming to Turkey from our homeland, I and Varda were coming together. We had the same flight. The travel experience was okay. We had our connecting flight at Doha, but when we reached Ankara, here the capital of Turkey, and we were at the customs station, I cleared and then I waited for Varda because I had her luggage as well. So I am waiting and okay, Varda is not coming. The custom officer is just looking at her passport and visa for so long, and she's just not coming. And about half hour went, and then I went back and I asked what is the problem, and they told me that they are deporting Varda, and I was like, what? And then they told me that what is actually what's the problem is that Varda's visa is not still valid, and I had to give her luggage back to her, and she was deported back to Pakistan, the home country, from Ankara's airport, Ankara's customs office. Strange, right? So what really happened was our admission date here in Bilkent, and therefore our travel date was 21st of January. And that's what Varda had also mentioned while applying for visa in Turkish embassy, that she needed her active visa before 21st of January. But I don't know, for some reason, for some mistake, the visa that Turkish embassy had provided Varda was going to be active from 2nd February. So technically, when we were traveling on 21st of January, her visa was not active. She didn't notice it, and Qatar Airways office at Lahore airport didn't notice it. They didn't notice it at Doha airport, and all the way when we have reached the Ankara airport, they notice it and deport her. No reimbursements, and she had to pay for 3 tickets in total. So the take home lesson here is that once you get your visa, in all that excitement and stuff, you should double check that everything is fine, and you should actually look at the date that it is active from the day that you actually want it to. And that's all for today. I wish you good luck for your journey of studying abroad, and I know that you are going to love every bit of it, even with all these challenges at your hand. So thank you very much for watching. And what are the challenges that you face as international students? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this episode, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next episode.